What up guys, it's Tops, and I am back for another video. Today we're going to be talking about Overwatch. We're going to be talking about some of the changes that have been made in the PTR that will likely come to the game once Season 4 hits, I believe. So let's get into this. We're going to be talking about D.Va specifically today. Now, as a new player to Overwatch and as a main to D.Va, yeah, this isn't the best news for me. You know, I would have really liked this nerf to not have hit as hard as it did, but you know, it might not be as bad as everyone's saying it is, and we're gonna actually take a look in depth on that today. I actually recorded some gameplay of the PTR version playing as D.Va, and well, yeah, it's harder to play D.Va now. There's no question about it. Switching the 400 armor to the 200 armor, and then like switching the 200 health to the 400 health. I mean, you have the same total health points, except instead of the 200 HP and 400 armor, now it's 200 armor, 400 HP. Armor's just better than HP. Like, there's no doubt about it, especially as a tank. You need that armor. The armor helps you more when you're getting shot at by gun-based weapons that fire automatically. It helps protect against that, whereas now, once you get lower to the health, I mean, a soldier could take you out in like a second. It's no doubt about it, you are just going down. There's no more of you being able to take on 2 or maybe even 3 players at the same time like you could in the past in some situations with D.Va. That's pretty much just over. That's not happening at all. You're just going to get triple teamed. They're going to take you out of your suit. You're probably not even going to get 1 kill. Unless you do just target 1 player and somehow clutch it and then just die, I guess. Unless you want to just like ditch whenever you see 3 people, which is what I kind of think will end up happening. I think D.Va will no longer be a character that you use to just push and fight a bunch of people at one time unless you're literally just sacrificing yourself. I think there's going to be a lot more strategy involved, but I do think it is still going to be possible to main as D.Va and get some kills. I did play a payload round with D.Va in the PTR version just to try out, and yeah, I mean, I did a lot worse than I would have normally done as D.Va. Usually my KD or ED, I guess, because it's elimination in this game, is about like 2.5 with D.Va, and that's, you know, being a new player, because I'm very, very new to this game, and I have a tradition of being very bad at other FPS games, and I just was able to hop into Overwatch so easily and have a 2.5 ED with D.Va. Meanwhile, other games, I'd have less than a 1 KD in pretty much every single game. So that might suggest that there is a problem, that D.Va really is overpowered if I was just able to come in here. I mean, maybe it's just that she fits my playstyle, but it seems like she actually was really this overpowered, and it's just that there needs to be some nerf. I don't know if it needs to be this much. I think what a lot of people think would be better is a halfway split where it's half health, half armor, and I kind of agree with that, but you know, we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens in the final cut to add these changes to the game. I kind of worded that awkwardly. That was weird. But anyway, it's not terrible. She's not going to be like forgotten, I don't think. I don't think D.Va's going to become a character that you never see in a game, because she's still kind of good. She still is good in some situations. Now, even though I did do significantly worse in that payload game I played, I actually did manage to stay almost neutral, a little bit below neutral, as far as elimination and death-wise. But what I did manage to do was actually use the ultimate move a couple times, and I mean, that's still just as good as ever, really. You just hop out the mech, explode, call a new mech. I mean, nothing's really changed with that at all. It's still just as effective as before. So maybe, like, playing a more defensive way with D.Va and then just charging up your ultimate and using that would be good. It really helps out in payload. I really think that D.Va is now more than ever going to be a character that's meant for payload, because you could kind of just like stand on the outsides of the stage like and just move with the car. You don't have to stand on top of the car where you're vulnerable to everybody. I think D.Va's going to be, even though D.Va's so large, and it's kind of weird to say this, but sneaking, I mean, kind of like coming up behind your opponents is going to be a bigger impact now. Like, you're going to kind of need to have that sort of logic going into the game. Whereas before, you could kind of just rush at them and just start shooting and you'd be fine. Now, that's not really the case. You're going to have to be a little bit more strategic when it comes to playing D.Va. Now, I think that skilled players will still be able to have a good time with D.Va and be able to do very well for their teams, maybe even lead their teams as D.Va, but it is going to just take a little bit more of a skilled playset in mind. You can't just rush in now and just start firing away and just take home everything. Now, I know D.Va's attack was changed a little bit too. I think her attack is less strong, but it fires more rapidly. So I don't really know what it equals up into the end. I only played a little bit of the PTR just so I could get the basic gist of everything. And yeah, I mean, this is from a casual perspective, so competitively, I don't know, D.Va might be done. Like, this could be it. But I think that in the casual play, it's really not that bad. Like, it's bad, but it's not the worst thing that's happened. And I mean, you know, maybe if you're a D.Va main, like a suggestion would be to pick up another character to use on the side. Like, that's probably what I'm going to do. I might not even use D.Va as my main anymore. Maybe I'll pick up someone else, a DPS character maybe even, and just play as them about the same amount and go like 50-50 back and forth. And just depending on the game mode, just pick one character. Because I used to play D.Va. I've been playing D.Va in like almost every game mode now. But, you know, I kind of realized that that's not going to be what's good in the future. And you just have to be smart about it, I guess. The only thing I could suggest is that some characters you're definitely not want to go near that you could before. Like Roadhog, you used to be able to rush right up to him before. As long as you were smart about like not letting him hook you, like waiting till after he hooks someone else, or just moving around so he couldn't really hook you too easily. As long as he did not get you on that hook, you could take him down very, very easily. Now that's not really the case. If he just lands some of his regular shots on you, it only takes a few. Once your armor is gone, your health goes down really fast. So I would avoid him in most circumstances, unless he's facing the other way and not even realizing you're there. Then you could get him. But if you're just looking right at him, a 1v1, you might as well just fly out of there as fast as you can. Another character to be more mindful of, Soldier. Soldier used to be a character that you could just spray down. Now that's not really the case. Once your armor's gone, he just shoots you. It's a matter of like 2 seconds before all 400 of your HP is gone and you're outside of your mech, and then you're pretty much just useless. So all these characters that D.Va used to have the advantage on, it's now like a disadvantage. You just have to be more strategic about it. You can't just rush up to players from the front. You have to kind of take a more strategic mode as a tank, which is a little bit weird. But D.Va isn't your traditional tank, so I guess it kind of makes sense. I don't really know how this is going to turn out once it's part of the main game. It's probably going to solve the issue with the 3-tank meta. Hopefully now it'll be more divided and there'll be more of a variety of characters rather than having D.Va in almost every single lobby, because that's what seems to happen. It seems to be if I don't choose D.Va, someone else on my team does. And maybe that's a good thing that they're doing this. For that reason, because having the same characters every single game, like, why is there even a point of having all these characters? Like, you look at, I'd like to compare this to Super Smash Bros. Actually, even though it's not quite the same thing, but it is kind of similar, because in earlier years, you had, like, Melee, which a lot of people still say is the best game of that franchise, is very unbalanced. And a lot of people still like it just because of its playstyle, but that game really could use some work, although back then DLC wasn't really a thing. There were no such thing as online updates. So the tier list that they had was stuck like that. So you have everybody playing as Fox pretty much, since that was the most overpowered character in that game. All these years, everybody's still playing Fox, and like most other characters don't even stand a chance. Whereas in the newer Smash games, they had updates for years. Smash 4 specifically had updates for over a year, maybe even 2 years. Whereas the character balances were changed until it was pretty much perfected. Now that is what hopefully this will do for Overwatch. I don't know if this is going to be too hard on D.Va or not. It's a little bit too early to judge that. But what I do know is that for the casual game, D.Va is not dead. D.Va is not as alive as ever. I wouldn't say that, but definitely not dead. There's definitely still a chance. You just need a little bit more skill going into this. You can't just rush right from the front. Just get them from the sides. Get them from behind them. Spook them. I don't really care. Just do something. Change up your playstyle somehow. And yeah, I mean, maybe this is good. Maybe this is what we needed.